starting it today, and today we're going to be choosing our team, we're going to be meeting everybody that we need to meet, and we're going to be competing in our first race in Melbourne. I am extremely excited. I quite like the style of this helmet. This is probably going to take quite a while, but yeah, F1 2018 career mode has arrived. This is very exciting. I am hoping to make this a very regular series. I'm trying to get at least 2 or 3 uploads a week if I can. I'm not promising daily content, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to this series. It should be very exciting. It's the first sort of proper gaming series I've done on this channel for a while. It's my first F1 2018 series, so I'm really excited to get into it. Okay, so I think we've finally decided on a helmet colour. It's taken me a while, but there we go. Let's fill in our other details. So I am British. Now my driver number, I'm going to go for number 56, and the reason I'm going for number 56 is because my favourite number is 11, but obviously Sergio Perez has got number 11, and 5 and 6 make 11, so it's going to be 56. Name, I'm going to use my first proper name. I'm not going to use my YouTube name or anything like that. I just like having my own name in the game. Abbreviated name is obviously just the first three letters of my surname, like it is for everybody. And an audio name, this is brilliant because I can finally have my own surname in the game. That is awesome. There's also nicknames. I think they're down the bottom. I haven't actually looked at what they are, but I know there are a few nicknames that you can choose from if your surname is not in the game. So here we go. Here's the team selection. Now, I mentioned in my we're just going to have a look at the team expectations first. So it's different for every team. Obviously Ferrari and Mercedes and Red Bull, they want you to be competing at the front. For others, it's about getting lots of points and being consistent. And there's that attitude between showmanship and sportsmanship that teams prefer. I'm going to go for Renault in this career mode because I mentioned it in a video a few days ago. They want sportsmanship, so they want me to be polite towards the team and towards other drivers. That's what they look for, so we're going to go as Renault in this career mode. And my teammate, I'm going to go with Carlos Sainz because I like Carlos Sainz and I think he'd be quite a decent rival to pit myself against. So we're going to go short qualifying. We're going to have 15% races. I'm not going to bother with the formation lap because I find it quite boring, and we're going to start off 90 difficulty and then we're just going to see how we go because 90 seems a little bit too easy, but as a career, you know, the Renault car's not fully developed yet, so we might struggle a little bit at first, but if we find it too easy, we'll turn it up. I've got all my noob settings on, so we are going to head on into the paddock, and I think we're going to go meet our agent and the motorsport journalist. So the agent is still Emma Jenkins from the last 2 years, and you've now got a motorsport journalist called Claire who asks you questions after practice and the race. I don't think she asks much after quali, but after a session she'll come and grab you for an interview. So let's go ahead and meet them now.
Thanks for coming by. I'm sure you're very anxious to get out on track. It's taken a lot of effort to get to F1. Congratulations. But the real work starts now. This is
Claire, motorsports journalist. Nice to meet you. You'll be seeing quite a lot of me throughout the season. So, you had a pretty impressive junior career. How are you feeling about your move into F1? Do you think you have what it takes?
Let's save the questions for a proper interview, shall we? I'm sure you'll have a lot more to talk about once there's been some action on track. I think we could fit you in after FP1 if you're free.
That works for me. I'll grab you the second you finish on the track.
Remember, the relationship you have with the team can be affected by what you say to the media, so be careful. Anyway, it's time to catch up with Carl. He's waiting for you in the data centre. Good luck out there today.
Thank you very much. Now it's time to go meet Carl, who's an Australian, and he's in the data centre, so we gotta go meet Carl now.
Welcome to the data center. Here, we've got access to all kinds of information, including car telemetry, weather, lap times, tyre wear, the list goes on. Plus, we've got a direct link back to the factory, so we're in constant communication with the team there. We need you to regularly feedback about areas of the car that are lacking and help us direct our resources in the most productive way. More effort here equals a quicker car. so it's well worth the effort. Good luck this season. Oh, and make us all look good, okay?
Okay, mate. So here we go. This is our workstation. I'm not going to go over everything in a great amount of
Welcome to a
detail
new
because
team.
chances are, if you're watching
Renault
this,
are
you
a
probably watched the career
championship-winning
mode
outfit,
already.
and they've been
But this is
methodically
where
working to get back to
everything
those winning
gets
ways.
decided. This is where we
Raw
can see
talent
everything.
isn't
So we've
enough
got
here.
all the
This is a
sessions
team
here.
that values
We've
someone
got the
who can
messages
dedicate
tab, so
themselves
we've got the
completely
message from
to
the
achieving their
principal of
goals.
the team. We've got a message from Carl about tutorials, contracts, goals, and we've got Jeff, our race engineer, as well. They've tried to give him a sense of humour this year. I don't really think that's worked. But yeah, all
Here
the
you can see the
messages.
pertinent
We've got
details about your
contracts, so
current
this is our contract.
On
They
one
expect us
side
to
are the
finish 8th
objectives
in
and bonuses
qualifying,
that
and
we've
the race will
negotiated
start
with
off
the
as a
team.
second driver.
On the other is
Details
information
about
regarding how
rivals,
you're
stuff
perceived
again,
throughout
you
the
can
paddock,
pick your
your
rival at
reputation
any
with the
point.
current team, and your
We've got
overall
the
value
R&D
today, which is a
tree here.
combination of
Like I
these
said, I'm not going to go through everything
Winning
in a
rivalries
great
is a
amount
great
of
way to
detail.
earn
I'm just
respect
giving
from
you
your
sort
team
of
and
like an
around the paddock,
overview
which will help
of
make
what
it
is
easier to
expected.
negotiate
So
favourable
that's the
contracts.
kind of stuff that
Your
you'll
first
be
rival
looking
is
at.
always your
Chances
teammate,
are, if you're
but
watching
you can
this, you've
choose who
already
to
got the
declare as
game
your
or you've
second.
seen somebody play it.
The
So
harder the rival from the eligible
if you
selection,
want to have
the
an
more respect you
in-depth
stand to
look,
gain
then just
or
pause
lose
it at
depending
certain
on the
bits.
result.
But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I realise this has been a bit of a long-winded intro, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to post com practice and quali, and we're just going to go through the overview of what happened rather than live com, because otherwise it's going to go on for ages. So I will see you in a second, where I will run you through everything I did during practice and qualifying. So we started out with the track acclimatisation programme. Unfortunately, Gasly got in our way a little bit at first, but I'm pretty familiar with this now. Basically, you've got to try and get through the gates at the optimum speed. I think the requirements seem to be a little bit harsher this year. You get a lot more greens for things that you would get purples in last season. The first lap was a green lap, but not quite enough for the purple, and I was pushing really, really hard, and I just couldn't quite seem to find the sweet spot. On the second lap, we were chaining some really, really nice corners together, especially going into the second sector. We were getting a lot of purples, and obviously that was increasing our consistency bonus as well. We actually came around onto the final corner having already sealed our purple bonus thing, so we ended up getting 50 points in the practice program as opposed to 30. We then moved on to the fuel saving, which is really, really difficult because you can't combine lifting and coasting with still maintaining a fast lap time. It's a really, really difficult skill to do. We did well throughout the middle sector, lifting and coasting into these high-speed chicanes. Well, that one wasn't a high-speed chicane, but this one, especially turn 12, this is where you gain a couple of tenths if you got it right, because you can really accelerate well off of that corner. And we came round, it was green, but it was on that sort of bubble. It could have been purple, it could have been green. The second lap was slightly worse, actually. We came across the line, it was still green. We ended the session in P8. I didn't do an awful lot in this session because, to be honest, I find practice programs really boring. And I think, well, as long as I can get a couple of programs under my belt, then the team would be happy with that, and we can get some good resource points. But we got some decent data from that session and a P8 finish, so actually it's a pretty positive session all in all. Okay, so now we move on to the interviews. Now you need to make sure that you're really, really concentrating, because they get you straight after the session. If you're not looking at the screen, then you lose time, and it's really hard. I'm just going to try and answer these questions as honestly as I can, and how I would answer them if I was an actual Formula 1 driver. So saying how do I find things, settling it, I just pandered to the team really. I just said that they're really helping me out. I tend to be quite, I'm not one to sort of be up my own backside, but I'm quite a sportsman-like person anyway, so I'm just going to try and answer the questions as honestly as I can, and that's what the team are looking for anyway. They're looking for sportsman-like answers, so you've got to try and think of an answer that you would say, but also one that the team would like, so it is quite tricky with the time pressure as well. It makes it quite difficult. Okay, so heading into qualifying, we started with some repairs, which wasn't ideal. We eventually got out in the first lap. I made a mistake coming out of turn 2. I just yeeted the throttle way too much and just lost the car. And we ended up a couple of seconds down on Sebastian Vettel. The second lap was a lot smoother, but still, I just didn't feel like I was finding the pace that I could find. It was still only enough to put me in P12. I felt the car could have gone a lot faster. Again, third lap, just not hitting those targets, and it wasn't until our final run that I actually felt like I had a good chance of getting into the top 10. And as we crossed the line, we initially did get into the top 10, but it ended up being 12. A couple of guys set faster times, and I felt like I just didn't hit my potential. Like I could have gone a lot faster. And as you can see, Carlos Sainz got into 4th place, my teammate. So there was definitely a lot of time that I could have found. I just couldn't dial into the circuit, and I couldn't get my bearings right, which is unfortunate. Valtteri Bottas on pole, Daniel Ricciardo, the homegrown hero, he's in 2nd place, Lewis Hamilton 3rd, my teammate in 4th. We are down in 12th, so it's time. We've done enough waffling, we've done enough pre-race bullshit. It's time to get into the race, which will be live conned. How are we going to do in our first Grand Prix? Right, here we go then. I can't have the pre-race graphics in there because I'll get copyrighted to fuck, so you're just going to have to do with the grid, I'm afraid. So yeah, lining up P12. If we could get some points today, that's all I really care about, to be honest. If we just get some positive points on the board, a positive start, we're in a good position. All we really need to do, make up a few places on the line, and then just try and keep it consistent. And the guys around us aren't as quick as us, so hopefully if we get a decent launch, we should have enough of a chance into turn 1 to be able to make that happen. But here we go on the grid for our first ever race. I think we will 1 stop, but I don't really see the point in 2 stopping unless the tyres get really bad. We're going to go with the less slidey boy. So yeah, we are going to 2 stop. I don't really see the point. We'll try and decrease our fuel load. It means that obviously I've got to manage it a little bit more during the race, but that's fine. I mean, if we get a safety car or something, then I can put it into lean then and conserve big time. So I mean, I'm not banking on a safety car, but anyway, we're just making sure that we've got a setup on. The race should take about 42 minutes, which means that this episode is going to be an absolute mammoth episode. I didn't envisage it being this long. Here we go, we're going for our first ever Formula 1 race. We're ready for the 5 lights to go out. It's lights out and away we go, and we actually get an initial good launch, but everybody else is going to absolutely swamp us into turn 1. We've got Ocon on our outside. Can we get past Grosjean? He just closes the door. We've got past Alonso. We're into a points position. We're into 10th place, coming down towards it, turn 2 or turn 3 technically, I don't know. We should be able to gain a couple of places here down the inside of Grosjean. Looking down the inside of Verstappen, it's not quite going to happen. He just shuts the door. I want to be quite cautious. I don't really want to go kamikaze and end up taking somebody out like I do in my personal series, but yeah, we're going to try down the inside of Verstappen, and just don't quite have enough. Like maybe I could have been a bit more aggressive there, but we're behind Verstappen for now. We've made a good start. We're from 12th up to 9th place. We should be able to get Verstappen here, maybe Vettel as well, try and give him a little squeeze. We've made it. The AI, the thing is though, on 90 difficulty, the AI are pussies, basically, because it's only on the higher sort of levels where the AI really sort of race you and will fight you going into a corner. Vettel's trying on the outside. Now again, just pussied out, and that's just the most frustrating thing. You get some corners where they'll just bottle it completely, but then there are others where they'll completely ram you, and I don't know, it's just really inconsistent. But coming on to the end of lap 1, we are in a really good position, up to P7, gained 5 places already. Right, we're on to lap 3. It's been relatively quiet so far, but Verstappen is there, and it looks like he's going to send one down the inside, but we just managed to hold him off through what is probably my strongest corner, but we got a really bad exit, and Verstappen is going to come back at us. He's on our outside. Max Verstappen trying round the outside. We just have enough to hold it on. That's really not the line, but we managed to defend. Magnussen's getting away a little bit now, so it looks like for the rest of this race it's probably going to be me trying to defend whatever I've got, but at the moment we are holding out against Max Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel behind. Right, lap 5, and we have pulled out a little bit of a gap on Verstappen now. Him and Vettel had a little bit of a tangle. Running wide like that will not help, though he is closing back up to us again, but Verstappen and Vettel had a little tangle, and it's just allowed us a little bit of breathing room. Hello, Mr. Verstappen, my old friend. We've had a bit of a quiet few laps, but Verstappen has caught up to the back of us now. We've gained a couple of places, a couple of cars on a 2-stop strategy have already stopped. I'm going to try and go to lap 12, 13. If I can, the tyres are beginning to wear a little bit. They're not feeling quite as grippy as they were, or as not turninable. I'm trying to think of a word. No, they don't turn in as much. That's what I'm trying to say. They're just losing their grip ever so slightly. I'm not sure how much longer I'm able to sustain this kind of pace, especially with Verstappen behind them having to defend from as well. So we're just going to have to play it by ear and see how it goes, but we're looking good. So far it's not been the most exciting race in the world, so I might not end up showing you much of this in the end. Here comes Verstappen. He's going to have a little look down the inside. What have we got? No, he just sort of backs out of it as we go into turn 12. Got a decent exit. Verstappen is going to come back at us again, but I reckon we should have enough. But yeah, it's not been the most interesting race so far, I have to say. Right, on to lap 11, and Verstappen is boxing. I think Valtteri Bottas is in the pits as well. So in our first Formula 1 race, we are going to temporarily take the lead of the Grand Prix on lap 11. But these tyres are really fading fast. We're going to turn it up into rich mix, try and burn some extra fuel, see if we can get any kind of advantage over these guys that are stopping. But to be honest, they're just, you can see they're turning into the corner. I'm really having to drag the car through the corner. It's just lost all grip. It's so worn now, and we're going to have to stop within the next 2 or 3 laps because the tyres are gone, and I'm just fighting the car with every single corner. Right, we are boxing at the end of this lap. We've got 2 hungry Mercedes behind me. Virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. This could play into our hands big time because everybody else will be going very slowly. They'll have to maintain safety car or virtual safety car pace. So they'll be going at a slower rate than they normally do, which means we go really slowly into our pit box then, which means that we could potentially gain a couple of places and certainly a little bit of time. Here we go, I didn't realise I had manual pit stops on, but there we go, that's something new that I've learned just then. So we were about 7th or 8th on the road, weren't we? Although there are some cars that haven't stopped. I don't know whether there are some cars that haven't stopped yet, but there are some cars on 1-stop strategies that might have already come in, and that is not how you exit from the pits. We come out in 8th place, but there are some cars that are 2-stopping, so we might end up in P5 or P6. The virtual safety car is ending now, and we are go again, and I think we might have gained a little bit of time there. I'm not sure. We definitely gained time on Magnussen. So, oh no, I've lost a place. Can we get back down the inside? That is not... Oh, I've totally ruined that. Forget everything I said about gaining an advantage. I have just blown it completely. Vettel and Leclerc battling potential. Wow. Vettel just swiped Leclerc out there. I was just about to say it could be potential teammates for next season, but bloody hell. Jesus, give the guy a little bit of a break. My God. Disadvantage doing ASMR, my throat really hurts and I need a safety car. An actual safety car now. Sergio Perez is out, so both Force Indias are out of the race, so I need to seriously slow down my speed now. I swear the delta times are just wrong because I reckon the AI can go a lot faster than we can. The AIs are going at a much quicker pace than I am, but I go over a certain limit and then I get told to slow down. I don't know, anyway we've got to try and catch the safety car up now. Right, safety car is ending. We've been under the safety car for 3 laps, but you know how Codemasters is, it takes 3 laps to apparently clean up the slightest of debris. But whatever. Right, we're going to try and get into a good position, but the restart always seems to screw me over. And it's sort of screwed me over again, and now I'm on the back foot. It always does it when I'm on a corner, and I can't get the acceleration needed. We've got to turn it up into rich. I've been conserving fuel, but here comes Verstappen. Can we defend into the first corner? Oh, bollocks. We just plowed into Verstappen, and I can't speak English, finish. Alonso overtakes us. Verstappen overtakes us. We can get Verstappen back down the inside, which we do. We nearly smack into the back of Alonso, but we have absolutely bollocked that restart. I can't believe these tyres are suffering so much. We just go wide and we keep hitting Verstappen. I'm amazed I haven't got a penalty. Verstappen tries it around the outside. But these tyres have really suffered from being out of proper action for a few laps, and it's just taken a while to get back up to temperature again. But we've lost the place to Alonso. We've absolutely completely cocked up that restart. Here comes Verstappen again, trying it around the outside. Can we get him again? No, he's just got the place, but he's completely pussied out on the exit. Thank you, 90 AI, and we take back the position. Now it's Sebastian Vettel's turn to try and attack us. We don't get the greatest exit off the corner. Here comes Sebastian Vettel. Can we defend? He's on our outside. We should have the advantage, I reckon, if we brake later. Trying to go down the inside again as Sebastian Vettel, and thankfully, like everybody else, he pussies out. Trying to defend from Sebastian Vettel yet again, but it's not just him. We got a queue of cars behind us. Vettel's onto the grass. He's gone. I felt a massive ram going into the corner. Vettel's gone. We've got a queue of cars behind us, and that's why I was talking about the inconsistency. Sometimes the AI will just completely back out. Sometimes they will just ram into the back of you, and it's so inconsistent, and that is what I feel really needs to be worked on. We've got our teammate Carlos Sainz behind us now as we come onto the pit straight with just 4 laps remaining. Is Carlos Sainz going to have a go at us into turn 1? He's lining it up, he's thinking about it. He started P4, he's had a terrible race. The safety car screwed him over big time. We keep it to the outside and we keep the place. Right, well, the end of the race turned out to be quite anticlimactic. In the end, there was an incident going on behind. A lot of the drivers got caught up in it, and in the end we managed to pull away from the gaggle of cars that we had behind. We're going to come through for 6th place, which is a very good result. I think we lost a car somewhere. I think Raikkonen lost a lot of performance and lost a lot of time. We're going to come through for 6th place, which is a very good result considering that we started in 12th position. We gained a lot of places. We got a very good points haul. We got 8 points from the first race, so that is very positive indeed. I'm really happy with that. I know it wasn't the most entertaining race that you'll ever see, but there was a fair share of action. It was just very sporadic. Lewis Hamilton wins the first race of the season. I think Daniel Ricciardo finished 2nd. We'll see them as they come out onto the podium in a second, but yeah, that is a very positive result for us today. So here come the drivers. Ricciardo actually finished 3rd. Is it Mercedes 1-2, Hamilton from Bottas from Ricciardo, and yeah, just a very positive result. I'm really happy with that to get some points on the board in our first race. Really positive stuff. So there we have it, 8 points from our first race. Hamilton, Bottas, Ricciardo, Kevin Magnussen finishing a very impressive 4th for Haas. Fernando Alonso 5th for McLaren, just like he did in real life. Ourselves in 6th place. Kimi Raikkonen 7th, Grosjean 8th, Verstappen 9th, and Pierre Gasly for Toro Rosso getting an early point for them. We don't really need to look at the Drivers' Championship. It's the exact same if we move on to the Constructors. Mercedes lead the way on 43 points from Red Bull. In 2nd place, Haas are in 3rd with 16 points, McLaren in 4th. We are in 5th. Ferrari only picking up 6 points in the first race. Raikkonen finished in 7th. Vettel, obviously, with that excursion onto the grass, finishing outside the points. And Toro Rosso have the solitary point from Gasly, finishing 10th, and Force India, Williams and Sauber are yet to score. But that is everything for this first race weekend. I really hope you enjoyed it. It's something that I'm planning to do, so if you have enjoyed this first episode, let me know. But thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like on it if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you are new to the channel, comment below any thoughts and suggestions you may have, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now.
Great work out there today. How do you think it went? You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
Well, thanks anyway.